Tonight is the night. Thank you for helping me schlep all my shit onto the boat. It is Sunday evening and tomorrow we're going to leave. Can't wait. All right, this is Melbourne, the glistening lights of Melbourne City behind me. It's about 9 p.m. and I'm gonna head to bed very soon because it's an early start tomorrow. It's 5 a.m. line of the dock. Then we sail across Port Phillip Bay and hopefully up heads at around slack tide at 11 a.m. But of course, we're gonna check the weather again first thing tomorrow morning. So I will give you an update then. Alright, it is day number 1. We've been up since 4:45. It was lines off the dock at 5, but now it's 8:45 and we will probably be underway in about an hour. The issue was a flat starter battery. So we figured it all out, we fixed it all up, so we're ready to go. This is it. We are well underway. We are sailing. We've just fueled up at Sandringham and we are on our way across Port Phillip Bay to leave the heads at next slack tide tonight. I can't wait. I'll see you on the open ocean. While it's relatively calm, let's see what's cooking. Leaving Port Phillip Bay onto the open ocean was something I've been wanting to do for years, but it is tricky. Port Phillip heads are only 1 nautical mile apart. You also want to make sure that your navigation is on point. You will know you're on the right line when the green pillar lines up with the black lighthouse. Do we hold that line? Ian was doing a terrific job navigating us out of the heads with the help of Leanne, Godos and my help to keep everything lined up. As we sailed out into Bass Strait, it was time for me to settle in, and that was really all I could do. The waves were massive and I really needed to grow my ocean sea legs. I had never been sailing on the open ocean before. We've been sailing for a few years, but we've always been in the bay and never on the ocean. This was something else. And as the moon rose, I was really trying to keep it in and not get sick. After taking a few deep breaths and watching the beautiful sunset, I had to go and sleep for a couple of hours. And I felt much, much better once I got up. I guess it was exhaustion from the anticipation and a little bit of nervousness, but I woke up to a beautiful night sail. It was a full moon night, which is probably the perfect way when you're sailing at night for the very first time. It was a rough sea though, and the majority of us didn't feel great, so we decided to call it a night.
It's a beautiful morning here. We have pulled into Phillip Island just after midnight last night, and we're ready to roll. We did 70 miles yesterday and looking to round Wilson's from today. It was a really foul sea state yesterday. Big confused seas from all directions. It was a southwesterly wind, and then once we got to Cape Woolamai, the waves were bouncing back off the cliffs, so it was not tugging at all, which is why we decided to pull in and hide on Phillip Island for the night, get a good rest, and then continue on today. The sea state today is much, much better. We have left Phillip Island. We are just about to come up to Cape Patterson. It's been about an hour or two since we left. I'm on shift and the wind's picked up quite nicely as well. We started off with like 11 knots, now it's up to 15. Boat speed is around 6 to 7.5 knots, which is just lovely. So behind me right here is the southernmost point of Australia, which we have just passed. We've done about 60 miles since we left Phillip Island this morning, and we are now heading northeast to our next waypoint, which is 19 hours away, and it's 25 hours in total to our next stop, which will be Eden. But we currently have the current with us, which will turn in about 3 hours. So we're going, wind is at 24, 25 knots, and we're going about 7.5 to 8 knots of boat speed, which is just beautiful. It's going to be a gorgeous evening, and yeah, the sea's a lot calmer today. It's smooth sailing.
Rounding the most southern point of Australia meant that we left the Bass Strait and sailed into the Tasman Sea, which meant following current and following seas.
Full sunset. I can smell it in that time, like full what's cooking. That smells yummy. What's cooking today?
And so as I watched another sunset and settled in for my second night of sailing, days blend into nights and nights blend into days.
day 4, I woke up to a beautiful sunrise as we were just rounding Cape Green. We're about an hour away from Eden, which we're planning to pull into town, but we'll see how hectic it gets because this behind me is Resilient Lady, the Virgin cruise ship, which is also bound for Eden. So yeah, we'll probably have a little look and see if it's not too busy, we'll pull in. If it's too busy, we'll keep going. So we've decided not to dock at Eden. It was just all a bit too hectic with an entire cruise ship docking there as well. We have raised the sails. I've deployed the beanbag. I'm sitting on the bow, and we have 40 miles to go to Bermagui, where we'll pick up some hot cross buns because it's gonna be Easter soon. Yeah, super chill, and nothing else to add. Life's good.